Namaste learners. Welcome to my channel, the DevOps Academy. Today, the second video of my channel. So thank you so much for joining with me today. I hope by the end of the video, you will learn something new. If you are a developer or a DevOps engineer or an aspiring developer or a DevOps engineer, even are just technical college freshers, you have heard the time Docker everywhere. It is a powerful DevOps tool that is being used by industries in a very huge way. So if you want to be a good DevOps engineer, you must know about Docker. So you may have the question that what is Docker? Why the hype is so high? So in case of Docker, we can surely say, how is the Josh high sir? So in today's video, we are going to see few bits about Docker. But anytime when I try to learn something new, any tool, any technologies, or any of the new thing, I always try to ask these three questions from myself to learn about the tool. First is what, why, and how. In this case also, I will going to teach it in that purpose. So our first point would be, what is Docker? So let me tell you, Docker is a powerful DevOps tool that helps you to package and bundle up the application with all its dependencies, the environment, and all the required things in a single page, and then transfer it to every possible environments. There you can execute it anywhere and everywhere. If I say in more detailed way that Docker actually creates a package that you call as a container, a unit. There, if you have written any application code, you put the code. Then you know, okay, to run the code, I need this environment. You put the environment. You may see, okay, to run this application, I need these are the dependencies. These are the required dependencies. You put the dependencies there as well. You make a container. You make a bundle. You create an image out of it, create a container out of it, and you can send it to someone else who can run it even on another version of the machine. So the next is why we use Docker. So there are few advantages that I am going to share with you. So number one is consistency across the environments. So imagine a scenario where you have written an application code. You are a developer. Suppose you are using a React code. You have the suppose Node version 16 in your machine that you are using to run your application. And the required dependencies is there for the Node version 16. It works in your machine. But when you give the code to me, where suppose I am using the Node version 20, the code may get crashed. And I will say, man, this person written the code incorrectly. But that's not true, right? Here, what is happening is the environment and the required dependencies is not compatible, which I am having to your code. And there comes the issue, works on my machine. Docker resolves this very efficient way, and it makes sure that it's consistent across every environment, be it development, be it staging, be it production, be it any other environment. Number 2 point is lightweight and faster than virtual machine. So containers in a technical form uses the underlying operating system kernel, the host operating system kernel. It making them faster to boot up the containers, to run the containers, and it uses less resource than the virtual machine that we used to work on. As it is using the underlying operating system kernel, you no need to put a separate operating system inside the container. You just can specify which base image it should be using, the environment. Rest, the underlying host machine kernel will help it to run. So containers are very lightweight and more faster than the virtual machines. Number 3 is isolation and security. So this is one of the most critical advantage that we can get from a Docker container. As isolation. Containers are isolated environment. What does the isolation mean is, suppose I have two containers, container A, container B. So container A have its own set of environment, dependency, and network interface, where container B have its own. So until the host operating system, which kernel the containers are using, is not affected, if any of the container is affected, it doesn't impact another container. That is one of the most critical advantage that we get from a container, because in virtual machine, what we used to have, suppose there is a virtual machine, we are running 2 of the applications there. If the virtual machine got crashed, 2 of the applications will be crashed because it is using the same network. But in container, it is not the case. Next, number 4 is simplified development and deployment. So as we have discussed, Docker streamline the CI/CD process and enable developers to build their code and to build the Docker image from it one time and to run multiple times and even to any of the environment. It helps in simplifying the development process as well as the most critical deployment process. If you are a developer, you don't need to think about multiple environments while you're writing the code, the dependencies, the requirement.txt. You can think of a container perspective that I will be using Node 16, and you can write your code according to the Node 16. While creating the container, you can specify that you will be using Node 16, and that can be run even if I have the Node 20 in my system. So it simplifies the development as well as the deployment process. So number 5 and the much important point is scalability and flexibility. So by Docker, you can scale up, scale down more containers by deploying it as a Docker container. When the traffic goes high, suppose CPU got spark, the memory got spark, so that scalability you will be getting. Previously, what you used to have, suppose you have created an application that is able to suppose the load of 100 customer, and suppose suddenly there is a sale and 1000 customer come rapidly. Cannot able to handle that. It will be down. There will be downtime and a huge business loss. For that, we have the containers. By containers, you can scale up and scale down easily. What does that mean? Suppose you have a set of parameter that can handle 100 customers. On a sale time, suppose suddenly 1000 customers come. It will be able to face the metrics, scale up accordingly, that can handle the request of 1000 customers. And now, even now the sale is, and the customer base then again got down, it won't continue running the resources unnecessary. It will again automatically scale down and will be serving the 100 customers again. And coming to the flexibility part, Docker container helps you to run and integrate with the popular orchestration tool like Docker Compose, Kubernetes, and with that you can handle the scaling up, this auto healing process in more deeper way. As today we are trying to keep it short and simple. So these are the 5 advantages that we have discussed. In later videos, if you want, just comment me down below. We will discuss it in a more deeper way. So our point number 2 is done. Next is how to use Docker. So here we will be learning some of the hands-on, that how we can use the Docker. I hope till now you have at least a basic level of idea that what is Docker and why people are crazy about it, and what is container, right? If you still have any doubt, don't forget to DM me on LinkedIn or comment down here. I will resolve each and everyone's query with my best. So now let's go to the hands-on section. So this is the AWS console. We have already created a Ubuntu server that will host the Docker containers. So to understand about how to use Docker, we need to know these 2 things. First one is how to install Docker in your system. Second is what is Docker file and how to create a Docker file. Third is how to create a Docker container out of a Docker file. We are going to discuss on these topics now. If you don't know how to create a EC2 instance, you can check my last video. There we have already discussed it in a more detailed way. In today's, I will just quickly connect to the Docker server. If you like the video till now, don't forget to like in the video. Okay. And if you really like the content, don't forget to share with others. It will really help me to create more contents like this. So I have logged in here. Now for you guys, I have created a repository. I'll just refresh it. That's my habit basically. So there we have, I may also add some of the description here for your own betterment, but for now while I am recording, this is the contents that I have. First one is Docker file. We'll also go through each and everything there. Next is install docker.sh, and next is the Docker cheat sheet for beginner. So what I will do first, I will quickly do a git clone. In Ubuntu, we can get it by default. So we have that. It's good to create a separate folder, but as I have nothing here, so I directly test. Okay, all right, excellent. Also, okay. Now, for that, I have created a script for you. You can also go with any other method, but I have created a shell script that will install the Docker official repository, and from there it will install the Docker dependencies and the code. So it will make sure that you always have the latest version, right? So I will simply, at first I will give the permission. Again, if you don't know about this, the permission part, you can check my last video. Now if I do ls, I have that, now // install docker.sh, will do, it will create everything. Now if it will take some time, you will skip the part. Nice, excellent, amazing. So we have installed the Docker and we got the Docker version 27.3.1. It probably be the latest one. I made it. Okay, nice, excellent. Now our Docker is installed. How we can see? Okay, so our Docker is installed. Next is I have created a Docker file. So what is Docker file? As we have discussed along the way, that you need to give the environment, the code, the required dependencies, everything in a single page. That page is basically a Docker file. There you will specify the environment, that you will copy or add the required code. You will give the dependencies to be run, and you give the command that it should run after the this container start. Like you can write it in a very simple format and you can just create an image out of it. Okay, so if I show you the Docker file, if I clear the screen, if I do ls, you will understand it more. So if I do cat Docker file, see, this is the Docker file. I'll do vi. It will give you a more good. Sorry, vi Docker file. See, our first line is from. This from refers to the environment there, like where we will run our code or application or command. So for me, I am taking the Ubuntu as an image. From where it will come? It will come from Docker Hub. So Docker Hub is somewhere there. We have the already created image that is present. So you can sign up there. If I sign in, I will log in. So I will show you. So this is these are the few customized images that I've created. But if I will show you Ubuntu, this is a predefined. It is probably created by Ubuntu, 10K likes, 1 billion downloads. Oh my god. So you have the version specific downloads here, and to have in your system, you can run this Docker pull commands. We'll check on this later on. But Docker Hub is somewhere where the predefined Docker images are created for you and stored. So it's kind of a hub where Docker images are stored. Simple. Docker Hub is a hub where Docker images are stored. It may be a predefined image or maybe a customized image. Okay. So this is our Docker file. So I'm using the Ubuntu as a base. Then I am running this command, apt get update. So when parallelly the container will come up, it will run my command inside the container. And from CMD, once the container is created, I want it to run this command. Echo is the command, like the Linux command, and it will show ki Namaste innovators, welcome to my channel, the DevOps Academy. So this is a very basic level of Docker file that I've showed to you. We can make more modifications there. Probably I will create another video more solely focusing on the Docker file, Docker image, and the Docker container. But as it is a basic level of discussion about Docker, I will keep it very simple. Okay, all right. Apart from that, I have created a Docker cheat sheet for you. This is very important, guys, and I've created for you. So here I have added 10 must-know Docker command that you should be knowing if you want to go to use the Docker. First one is Docker version. We have also written what the command does. It checks the install Docker version, right? So if we can run the command Docker --- version, it will show me the Docker version. Similar way, we have the Docker pull command that I have shown to you. Docker pull image name, it will pull. If I run here this command, copy, paste. Oh, okay. Sudo permission need to be given. There is other alternative way, but for now I'll keep it like that. So see, using default tag latest. If we don't specify any tag, it will take the latest. It will pull from the library Ubuntu, and we have the Docker image into our system. Download it, newer image for Ubuntu latest. Right? Okay. So now, so now we have the image. But how to see which are the images that is downloaded? For that, we have the second command. That is Docker images. So anyhow, I need to run with the sudo permission. Alright, so as we can see, as we have already downloaded the Ubuntu dash now, we have the Ubuntu one with the latest tag. This is the image ID. This is created maybe like 3 weeks ago. This is updated, so it is showing that the size is 78.1 MB. This is the next command. Our next command would be how to do the Docker image, how to build an image from a Docker file. So as we already have one Docker file, let's try to build our first image. Okay, I have this. Okay. So sudo, what was the command? Docker build -t, then the name. So make sure for that you should be having the Docker file in the same folder from where you are running. If you are creating with this name, Docker file, D capital, you no need to specify the Docker file. It will automatically understand. If you want to have it in some other name, that is the option. For now, we'll keep it simple. We'll do sudo docker build, oh man, -t and dot -t will give the name as first underscore image and give some version as well, suppose version 1, and dot means here is the Docker file and you build the image here. So now it's building. So make sure the flow, I will let you, meanwhile I will show you the flow, how it is created. Okay, so basically the flow is you have a Docker file, you write some steps here, from there you create a Docker image. And from one Docker file, you can create one image. But from one image, you can create multiple similar containers. So make sure that. From one Docker file, you can create one image, and from one image, you can create multiple containers of the same thing. Okay, we'll see if our image is ready or not. Let's see. Okay, so our image is ready. It's showing building, it has done something. Step number 1, Docker IO, then it run the command, is also exporting to image. It created a image for us. Now we'll run again the first code to see if our image is created or not. Now if you see, we have our first image, 2 image we can see. This is our image that we have created just now. With the v1 tag version 1, we have the image ID and the size 119 MB. The size is a crucial part. If you are working as a DevOps, we will take it in our upcoming videos. But for now, see, congratulations, you are able to create your first Docker image. Next, so amazing, you have learned something very new, I believe. Amazing. Let's see the next command. Next is Docker run. Oh wow. So as I have told you, there is an image created, right? Now from one image, you need to create a container. So for that, the command is Docker run. But there are certain parameters that you can also add, like -d, event to map the port, etc. -d will run it in a daemon mode, and -p will map the port. But for now, we'll keep it simple. We'll do the Docker run. And what the command? Image means we need to give the image name or image ID. So you can give the first initials of the image, just 33 it will take, and make sure it is not similar to anyone. If it is there, like go like that until it is unique. Okay, so sudo run 33. If I skip, see, our command is run. The echo command have printed successfully. So namaste innovators, welcome to my channel, the DevOps Academy. Anyways, so congratulations to you that you have created a Docker file, created a Docker image, and created a Docker container out of it. A huge shout out to you. Now, amazing. Our next command is Docker PS. It will help to list our running containers. Okay, so again command is Docker PS. Oh, it is blank. Why so? While creating the Docker file, we have given the command to echo this thing. So it echoed the command, and this is the, maybe the advantage or disadvantage of container, that once its command executed successfully, it doesn't waste your resources. It did. It goes away. So as the echo command runs successfully, it goes away. That's the reason it is showing us blank, because Docker PS command only shows the running containers. And then how to see that container? Simple. We need to add -a with that. -a stands for all. So it also shows the exited container as well. If I press enter, you can see this is our container ID, which image it picked, what command it ran, and it exited about a minute ago. Exit code 0. This is some random name that it does assign. Now if you again create, okay, if you again run, it will again create a new container. Now if we'll do Docker PS -a, now we'll see 2 containers with the different container ID. So that's the beauty of the container. You can create multiple containers from a single image. And every container will have its own ID, its own environment and network system. Alright, got it. If you still have some doubt, don't forget to DM me in LinkedIn or comment down below. Okay. Alright, so next command is Docker stop. In case we are having some running container, we can give the command of Docker stop, then container ID. This is the container ID that you can have, like Docker stop, then this container ID that you can add here. But it is already exited, so I don't have anything running. If you want to remove the container, so make sure it will remove the stopped container. You cannot remove a running container. You need to stop it first, then you can remove it. So if I want to remove this container, so I need to run the command Docker rm, then paste the ID. Oh. Anyway, so you can use the initials. Okay, FE, I will give FECD, suppose I will add. Now if I do Docker PS-a, it will show me 1 because this is removed. Very interesting, right? So I always say DevOps is very interesting and very easy to learn at a basic level, and it not only easy to learn by you, it will make your life easier. So that's why I really love DevOps. Next, another command is Docker RMI, then the image ID. It helps to remove an image. So let's see if the command runs, how it runs. So for that, we need to see the Docker images. These are the 2 images that I have. I want to delete the Ubuntu image. So what we can run? Sudo Docker RMI, and then I'll write Ubuntu, or maybe the image ID you can give. I'll give the name this time. Untagged, then delete it. So there is a catch. If the image is being used by any of the running container, you cannot delete the image. Now, if I do sudo Docker images, you will see only 1 image. So easy, right? Next is Docker build -t. I have, okay, this is my bad. This is added 2 times. I will remove that. Okay. So our next command is Docker exec-it container ID bash. What it does, it runs a command inside a running container. I'll change the numbering. I can see some double printed, so I will change that. But for now, let's see how to, if a container is running, you can even log into the container and run your own commands. But unfortunately, we don't have any running container for now. We cannot show it, but in upcoming video of this, it will be an extension. There, you will definitely see it. Okay. So that's all for today. I hope you have learned something new. If you really love the video, don't forget to share it with others. With that, we are closing the video. We'll see in our upcoming videos. Till then, bye-bye.